Welcome back, everybody, to our top 5 video games of all time. Until we decide to change our top 5 lists at some point, we've done 50 through 6 at this point, and also some extra stuff here and there as we talked about games, like we do. My name is Steven.
I'm Chelsea. That was very quiet.
It's okay. I'm bringing the energy today. We're in it. We're counting down. Number 5. Unless you want to, talk about anything or start with something a little ease into the session here.
Oh no, we did our bonus thing, so
we're counting down.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, let's just jump right in, like a big old pool.
All right, number 5. This, I feel like maybe should have mentioned this before. Wanted to most play, our most want to play games, but my number 5 is Earthbound. I mentioned in our top 10 most wanting to play games. I wanted to play Mother 3 and to a lesser extent Mother 1. That's because I've played Mother 2, aka Earthbound, aka my 5th favorite game of all time. It's so charming. It's so blippity bloopity in the music. You can't listen to the music in the game and not feel at least a little at peace. You walk into Fourside, you walk into Onnit, you walk into any of the other towns, you walk into Saturn Valley, you're gonna have a good time. You walk into Belch's cavern of evilness, and it's smelly and it's gross and you're gonna barf everywhere, but that's okay. It wants you to barf. You scratch and sniff, you go through the player's guide, you have a good time, you feel the feels, you pray, you have magical psychic powers. I'm kind of just hitting the cliff notes here, but honestly, Earthbound is so charming. You really last with these characters for quite a while, to where in most RPGs, I don't want to talk to the side characters. I just want to kind of get moving and get on with the plot, play the gameplay. In Earthbound, the side characters have so much character to them. You want to know what's going on with them. You want to figure out who can help you get rid of the pencils and the erasers. Who's gonna help you get to the next town by getting on the bus? Who's gonna be your Blues Brothers friends? You see potentially racist caricatures that definitely look like the KKK, but they're blue, so they're not the KKK. It's totally fine. There's zombies. There's the Loch Ness Monster. There's monkeys, there's guns, there's fire, there's
guns,
there's poo, and that's a character, not a bodily excretion. But I think there's some poo in there too. It's been a little while since I played. I don't really know exactly what Belch
wouldn't be
is.
surprised.
You get so many abilities, and the rolling counter is a really fun idea to make sure your character is not just gonna die instantly. The villains can be heartbreaking. It's Chelsea, I don't understand why you can't get into Earthbound. It just feels like it would be your vibe, especially with how you like Undertale. But just know that I like Earthbound, and you're wrong.
I honestly don't understand it either. I like really weird things, the things that are weird, not that the other way that could be taken. It should vibe with me, but for some reason, whenever I try to play that game and something weird happens, I'm just huh? What? I'll get it.
But I think that's part of it is there are some weird things that this just like this world is weird to some extent. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a charm that like you're just this everyday little boy where like he's gonna go check out the meteor down the street because like something went boom in the night, and you just happen to be the savior of the world. The future, this apocalyptic evil has come and is gaining power, and you and your friends, who you have to meet along the way, because that's the journey, is the friends that we met along the way, are
Indeed.
are like truly what matter. And you see statues that kind of remind me of the Pazuzu statue in The Exorcist. You see just like aliens coming down. Like you start to wonder like what's supernatural, what's just aliens taking over. Like the Starman, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's good.
He's waiting in the sky.
True.
True. So that's your number. That's your number 5. Got anything else to say?
Probably, but I can't think of anything at this moment. The ending made me cry.
What?
The ending made me cry.
Okay. So for my number 5, I said in the bonus video that my 1 through 4 are all games that like affected me deeply and have changed me somehow. That's not so for number 5, but I think it still might surprise you just how high this game is. And it's not a story game at all. It's all gameplay. It's Pizza Tower.
Oh, from how much you talked about it, like between you and me, I'm not surprised.
That's fair.
I thought you were gonna say LSD Simulator.
Oh no. But yeah, like I have never gone as hard on a game as I have Pizza Tower. Like I wasn't sold on the game at first. You know, just like hearing the name of it and seeing what it looked like. I thought it was just another weird little indie platformer. But then I watched a little bit more of it and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I beat it in like 6 or 7 hours. I don't even remember how long. Don't you say anything about that.
What?
6, 7.
No,
Whatever.
I am too old to even catch that as a reference.
I didn't mean it as a reference. But yeah, I beat it in like 6 or 7 hours and that was it. Until it wasn't, because I was like, I kind of want to get a little better at this game. I kind of want to S-rank all the levels. You know, that's not like the end-all be-all, mind you. There's a rank above S called P-rank. But I wanted to just S-rank all of it because I was like, I'm not going to P-rank everything. That sounds very hard. But on my all S-rank playthrough, I accidentally P-ranked 2 levels. So I came back to play it again and get all the P ranks as well as all the achievements for 101%. And then I did it again with the second character.
Wow.
Yeah, so this game has like really caught me off guard and I absolutely love it. It's very funny, it's very good, it's very fun. Obviously, since I P-ranked everything twice. But
Sometimes.
but yeah, that's my number 5. Sometimes you just gotta P-rank. But yeah, that's my number 5, Pizza Tower. I love it dearly, and I think it'll be hard to dislodge it from number 5, but you never know. What's your number 4, Steven?
My number 4 is a game that I have also just put a ton of time and gameplay into because it's so easy to play. Um, it's I and it was because of Isaac actually that this game came across my lap. He tried to show it to me a few times, and I didn't quite get it. But also, it hit a point where I was bored, so I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll download it. It's not that expensive, and I'll give it a couple goes, see if I can actually get into it, like when I'm in control here. And that's Slay the Spire. I
Ah,
have
yes.
put so much time into Slay the Spire. I think, now I can't say for certain, the Watcher I might not have done this with, but I know for a fact with every other character I have gone through and beaten the heart multiple times with.
Wow.
I know I got to the heart one time with the Watcher. It was just very hard. I cannot remember if I beat it or not. I would have to look into my screenshots, because every time I did it, I took a screenshot because I was so happy with the moment. Because it's... I have not played... I know there's other games that are similar out there. I haven't personally played a game like it, where it's like a card builder, but also a roguelike, where it's got this fantasy sci-fi vibe to it that's really cool, to where it, like, you kind of wonder... I don't know if there is any lore to Slay the Spire, but it makes you kind of wonder what the lore is. Like,
Yeah.
why are you greeted by this weird goopy whale? Why are you slaying the spire? Why? Who are these characters? And you can kind of get like little pieces about like the defect, because you see enemies that are kind of similar to the defect.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I think my favorite character to play is the Silent. I love making a poison Shiv deck, where if you get it all, you can just keep adding poison to everything, to every round. Every strike you do does poison. Then you can like quadruple the poison on somebody with like the play of one card, and it can just be over, and it's really satisfying. I've played Slay the Spire a ton, and I actually, like, it's one of those games that I've bought multiple times, because it'd be a situation like, I don't want to break out my laptop to play Slay the Spire, but hey, it's on Switch, so I guess I'll buy it there so I can play it on the go. Hey. So I bought it there too. And there have been times where I've just kind of like restarted, so I would start from the beginning with like less of my unlocked cards, because I wanted to remember like what it was like back when I first played, like when is the point that you can get enough stuff to be good enough, getting your artifacts, getting your bonus cards to like actually get to the end. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. While there is some skill in kind of knowing what's gonna come, what's gonna help you out, like sometimes you're just gonna have a really bad run, and that's okay.
Yeah, Slay the Spire is a really cool game. The Silent is the one that I'm probably the least good with. I don't know why I said it like that. I'm probably the worst with her. But, you know, her style never clicked with me. And, are you excited for Slay the Spire 2?
As excited as I can be. I've seen one trailer, if there's any more than that.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I'm excited for it, but I've heard absolutely nothing about it, so I'm kind of anxious. I'm like, what if they ruin it? I mean, ultimately, the first Slay the Spire would be there still, and that's fine,
Yeah.
so you can't really ruin that. But just, like, such a hype for a game like that, it's like, I'm afraid they're gonna try and add too many things, or change some things to where it's like, well, I liked the game how it was, though.
Yeah, it's totally possible. You know, I think it could be cool if they add more lore. If that lore is good, of course.
I think some new decks would be cool. Like, honestly, they could just make another Slay the Spire with, like, just new cards, essentially. Um, with, like, maybe a
Yeah.
couple extra little mechanics, like, new artifacts. It's really a game that they could just keep going with if they wanted to. You almost don't have to make a Slay the Spire 2 because you could just kind of keep things going. But if they want to do some potential story elements, I think that could be fun if they do it right. Even if it's like building on what was already there, I think would be cool. But again, not out. I know basically nothing about this game, so it's all just speculation, hopes and dreams and fears.
Yeah. No, yeah. There are also always mods if you want more Slay the Spire and like more original or fresh experiences with that game.
I'm a wimp. I don't do mods.
Fair enough.
What's your number 4?
My number 4 is Dark Souls.
Oh.
The original Dark Souls.
For some reason, I thought we already talked about that on this list, but it must have just been on my end, so it got brought up a couple times.
Yeah, it was just on your end. Dark Souls kind of taught me a valuable life lesson in that as bad as things may seem, as bad as the setback may seem, you're always coming out of some experience with experience, I guess, if that makes sense.
It does.
My words are all jumbled today.
No,
I
get it, though.
you've lived through that. You've lived through that. You're better for it. You can always learn from your mistakes, and even if it seems like you lost all your souls, you're still better at the game than you were before. You can get those back.
That's deep.
Yeah, and the game is, of course, very hard, and that's what led me to that sort of conclusion. But at the same time, once you get used to the game and you kind of learn the right mentality to play it, it can actually be rather zen. Until the bosses, of course.
Yeah.
But, just going through the regular enemies and all that, it's, learning their patterns and everything, it's very relaxing.
I could see that.
And parrying is always good fun when you can actually do it. I started Dark Souls 3 recently, and my parry skills have deteriorated so much that I'm just blocking again, really.
Yeah, I played a bit of Dark Souls. I know I've beaten at least 2 of the bosses. Obviously, like the kind of intro boss. And like there's like one when you're on a bridge, I think fairly early on too. So I have had some experience. It's a really cool game. It's dark, it's scary. You can just take a wrong turn and you're like, whoops, you're not ready to come here yet.
Oh yeah. I love how interconnected the world of Dark Souls is too. Throughout the first level, you're kind of like going up and around in a big circle, and then there's a point where you run into an elevator and you end up right back at Firelink Shrine, and you kind of make the mental connection of the whole path you took, and you realize like the big circle you traveled around, and it's just a really cool moment. They place the bonfires just really cleverly throughout the game. And Dark Souls 3 doesn't seem to have as much of that. There's a little too much teleporting, I think, and it's much more forward moving, if that makes sense, rather than winding back on itself constantly, which I thought was really cool in Dark Souls 1. But other than that, apparently it's one of the easier ones, and so, of course, since it was earlier, so I also appreciate that it's not like too brutal. But yeah, that's pretty much Dark Souls. I've put a good amount of time into that as well. Admittedly, when I first played, I bounced off of it. It took me like trying 2 more times to actually get the gist of the game and understand how to play it and why it's fun.
All right. My number three is a twofer because I couldn't pick between the two. One, because I haven't fully beaten the other, but uh, Hades and Hades 2. I lumped these together because they are so similar, and I find that to be a very good thing. I played a ton of Hades to where almost every run that I was doing was getting to the point where I would defeat Hades and get through the ending.
Mm-hmm.
To where the second Hades 2 dropped on Switch, I downloaded it and made sure I was playing it like that day or the next day, depending on like what time I actually downloaded it. It took me a few days, but I got to Chronos, and I haven't beaten Chronos yet, but I got through at least the first phase and felt really good. And it's another roguelike where you're just gonna have a bad run sometimes, but what I like about it is like it truly feels like more of the same game in like the best possible way. Like you move very similar, you see a lot of similar things. You're just a different character who, while moving the same, has different weapons, which is awesome because like it was nice that you didn't get any carryover in terms of weapons. Like those are Zagreus's weapons. I can't remember the new character's name right now, but she has her own weapons that are definitely linked with like more the knight. So you have like Hecate and Artemis, and you're dealing a lot more with like that side of the underworld, and it's just really cool. It is some of the most addicting gameplay that I've ever played in a game, and that says something when I've also got like, again, Slay the Spire, and I had Splatoon 2 down just a few slots as well. Basically, I'm the kind of person who loves a quick entrance. I can play a round of a game, and if I want to play another round, awesome. If not, I can set the game down. Splatoon 2 was that for me. Star Wars Battlefront was that for me. Slay the Spire is that for me. Hades and Hades 2 are also that. Heck, Mario Sunshine was kind of that too, and so was Smash Bros, where basically the only exception that I like, Earthbound and Final Fantasy X so far on this list are the only two that aren't that. Every other one is kind of like you can get in there and just like stop after if you want. Yeah. I'm also just a big Greek mythology nerd, so being able to like interact with all these characters, like Charon and Zeus, Artemis, Odysseus, Achilles, even if it's just like brief interactions, like it's still really cool. I love in Hades 2 that they have the sense of humor of like the second boss you fight is Scylla and like the Sirens as like a pop rock band. It's awesome, and I love it every time, even though it's pretty difficult. Like I've gotten to the point where I can beat it most of the time now, but it still kicks my butt sometimes. It's just I just love these games, and I would not be able to pick between the two because they feel like such a direct flow into the other in terms of gameplay. Like there are a couple little things, like there's a little bit more of a magic system in Hades 2, which I didn't love at first, but when I kind of understood how it was used, I got why it was there and why they added something like that. It was like, okay, there is thought here. There is a reason for it. It is different, but it's warranted. It is a different character, so we can do a few different things. And it's just been a really good time. I need to actually get back in there and play it more. Because like I said, I played it for like a week non-stop and did really well, and I've just been so busy I haven't been able to really get back into it, unfortunately. But I will. I'm gonna beat Chronos. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, I haven't played any of 2. I've played like, I want to say 10 hours of 1.
It's not enough.
I know it's not enough. I've only gotten to Hades like once.
Boo.
And I did not beat him. I don't know, like, it's a great game.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I haven't played more.
Because there's so many other things to play too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Pizza Tower for the millionth time. I'm not even gonna judge. I told you how many times I played Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, also to be fair, right now I'm kind of doing a Let's Play with Isaac.
Yeah.
So
you're wrong.
Otherwise, yeah, exactly.
What's your number 3?
Before I talk about my number 3, I have a question for you, Steven.
I might have an answer for you, Chelsea.
How do you feel about stories with meta elements?
Like Meta Knight?
Yes, exactly.
I think if done well, it's a good thing. If done poorly, it's a really like, oh yeah, look at them. They're acknowledging that this is dumb, but it's just dumb anyway.
Yeah. I ask that because my number 3 is Undertale, and that game is very meta.
Yes, it is. I have not beaten it, but I've only actually played it with you.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of gameplay on this channel of it, I believe. And
I don't think I ever uploaded any of it, actually.
I don't know. I thought we did. Maybe we didn't. But I was legitimately shocked and surprised at the beginning of the game, like when it starts talking to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame that we never got further in it, because that game is really interesting and has kind of changed, and it kind of changed the way I look at games and all that. Like, the game, I think, is at its best during, like, 2 specific routes, that being the pacifist, where, you know, you don't kill anything, which is how you get the true ending, and then the genocide route, where you kill absolutely everything, and the game becomes even more self-aware, and, like, the character you are playing starts to, like, rebel against you, and it turns into, like, a horror game where you're the monster.
It's just crazy. Like,
and
there's you're right, that's truly a meta game.
Yeah, and the boss fights are very much in the genocide route also are absurdly hard, just to be like, you're not supposed to be doing this, stop it.
Yeah.
Like, the final boss of the genocide route took me like a week, I think.
Crazy. Like, I just remember playing the game, and you, like, I would, like, feel bad about a decision, and you're like, you could just restart it. I was like, yeah, I think I want to. And then, like, the game starts telling me, like, I know what you did. I'm like, no, Flowey.
Yeah.
No, Flowey, you don't. You're not supposed to know anymore. Ugh, it's unnerving, actually. Like, it's actually really impressive.
It is.
Coding.
It was done fantastically well in Undertale. I've only played Chapter 1 of Deltarune, and I couldn't get into it as much. I don't know what it was. Maybe it gets better. I've heard some mixed things from a friend.
I've never even heard of that.
I'm just happy with Undertale, I think. Deltarune is like a pseudo sequel, like an alternate reality. It's what is it? An anagram, where all the letters are the same.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the letters in Undertale are also in Deltarune. And it's a game where instead of playing a little kid, you're playing a teenager, so the perspective is a little bit different. And apparently it was the game the creator really wanted to make, and Undertale was like the test run for it to see like a proof of concept and everything. Personally, I really prefer Undertale.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. What's your number 2?
Number 2 is kind of tied for number 1 for me. I really had to try hard to pick which one I liked better. I think ultimately I find this game more playable and like something you could sit down and play, like just have a good time with, more than my number 1 pick. But my second favorite game of all time, and this has held true for quite some time, I feel like, Rayman Origins.
Yes.
We talked about it earlier. I also talked about Rayman Legends. Rayman Origins is, to me, the perfect platformer. It is not too hard, but presents a very good challenge. Like, it's not like Super Meat Boy where like you're dying every second and you just have to learn the way through to like the perfect momentum to just like get through it. But
yeah,
it's got a really good speed. It's got really good underwater levels. The music is so good. I had to get the soundtrack to it because like I needed to like have in my ears the euphoric sound of Nina, Nina, glue, glue. Nina, Nina, glue. And like just the music in the game is so fun, like on its own, that think about how many times we just sat on the menu and made the wombs go ba 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 just like to like perfectly sync the lum sounds with the background tracking. And you know what? That on its own was fun. The alternate skins are completely optional, but you know what? Seeing your character like change for whatever reason is still really fun. How fun is it to have like the little guys like raising their arms going it's one of those games that is still fun by yourself, but if you get a second player and you're bouncing around, you're accidentally hitting each other, you're like cheering each other on as you're like chasing the chests, to where it's like just one of us has to make it, just one of us has to make it. And like the things that just happen in the background, like again we mentioned it before, but like the like dragon chef doing his like la 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 as he's like shooting fire in like the lava levels, running across musical instruments to add to the soundtrack in the game. Like just even the opening scene, the what we kind of refer to as like the Eustace and Muriel skeletons, and like the characters like snoring is again part of the soundtrack. It's just so good. But yeah, I don't know how much more I can say about this game. It's just one of the most energetic, fun games I have ever played. If not the most energetic, fun game I've ever played.
Oh no, yeah, it was very clear when we were playing how much you loved it, so it's not too surprising that it's like this high up.
It's just like in my opinion, the perfect platformer. And there are some really good platformers out there.
Mm-hmm.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix.
Wow, the Chex Mix.
So obviously I played the original version of Kingdom Hearts 2 way back when I was a child. It was actually the first game I ever beat.
Did you beat Sephiroth?
And I did not beat Sephiroth as a child, and when I came back to play it again as an adult, I was like actually scared when fighting him. Like I was shivering a little bit. I was so scared because like, you know, childhood trauma.
It's actually interesting. I've only played the very beginning of that game when you're Roxas, and seen my friend Austin play the fight against Sephiroth, and that's almost the entirety of Kingdom Hearts 2 that I've seen.
Yeah, I think the beginning with Roxas is brilliant. You know, it's like 2 hours long, and they had the balls to just make Roxas not feel very good.
Yeah.
Like, he still feels good, but like, not as good as Sora, so when you play as Sora, it's like, you know?
A little bit of a relief, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I always really resonated with Roxas' story as, like, you know, kind of a weird kid who didn't have a lot of friends. And so, you know, aside from you and Isaac. So, like, you know, always being the outcast and everything. And I really resonated with that. And Roxas' story is just very sad. And and then, you know, you get to the rest of the game, and it's even better than Kingdom Hearts 1. Actually, when I came back to it as an adult, and I played it on normal, I was very disappointed, until I went online and, like, watched some speedruns, and people were talking about, oh yeah, you have to play it on the hard mode, that's where the game really comes into its own. So I replayed it on hard, and I was like, yeah, this game is actually amazing on hard. Like, you don't really have to engage with the game on normal, it's too easy.
That's fair.
But on hard, you like actually have to look at your builds and everything, and take into account all the different stuff the Keyblades give you, and all that. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix is an almost perfect game. I just wish you could, like, rearrange your menus. Other than that, like, and maybe, like, have some more platforming challenges that actually take your abilities into account, except that those abilities are totally optional, so, you know, there's only one area in the game that really does that, but it's a really cool area, which is why I kind of wish there was more platforming.
Fair.
But
Probably
you know,
because
the platforming in Kingdom Hearts
platforming is poopy from a butt.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But it feels really good in Kingdom Hearts 2 when they actually do it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I'm sure you know what my number one is, but I don't know what your number one is.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing you talk about Lollipop Chainsaw. But my number one is is Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS.
Right.
Yeah, I know you've at least heard me talk about this game before, but I don't talk about it
absolutely
a lot. But I do mention it anytime we're talking about, like, our favorite games. It's the first Fire Emblem game I ever played. Fire Emblem is known to be, like, really difficult because, like, when your characters die, they're dead. They don't come back. But what I like about Fire Emblem Awakening is that's optional. You can definitely have that mode on, but you can also just have it so, like, they're gone till the end of the fight, which I'm a little bit of a casual baby. Like, I like that I can like have the difficulty of, like, yeah, if my characters are dead, there's no reviving them in the battle, so I could still lose this fight and have to redo it. But I don't have to, like, save my game before every fight, restart to, like, get my characters to come back. Because that's what I would be doing otherwise. So I like that they let me not have to do that. I really love the characters in the game. It's got that kind of anime aesthetic, and it was, like, right as I was kind of getting into Critical Role, so to hear Matt Mercer, Laura Bailey, Travis Willingham, they're all in the game. Like, the characters interact with each other. If you, like, pair them together long enough, they can, like, get married. and you end up seeing, like, through time rifts, their kids, which is really interesting, because at first you don't know, but you start to realize it as it goes on. That right from the start, like, you've got Lucina, who is Crom's daughter. You don't know who the mother is because, like, you pick who the mother is, basically, which is a fun little, like, it's not, like, a big deal, but it's nice that you can kind of, like, pick who the family is, essentially. Robin is a very kind of compelling blank slate, because you're not really sure where this character lies, and that's who your, like, lead character is. The designs are all really good. It was the first time on a handheld console I looked at the cutscenes and was like, this is actually beautiful. This is so well done. It doesn't look like a handheld game. I'm sure if you, like, blew up the images to be on a TV, it wouldn't look quite as good. But, like, that's not what you're playing it on. You're playing it on the 3DS. It's a tactical RPG, which I kind of mentioned when you were talking about Final Fantasy Tactics, that it's a genre that I at least like some of the time. Like, I like my Mario and Rabbids game. I don't think I've really played Final Fantasy Tactics, but again, playing Fire Emblem, I kind of understand how games like that work, even if they're a little different. And to me, the testament to how perfect Fire Emblem Awakening is, I played the next Fire Emblem game, and I could not, for whatever reason, get into it the same way. Like, I just never beat it. And it was a shame, because, like, Austin and I, we got opposite games, because, like, it's, like, the same story, but through different houses. So you see things play out differently, and we were gonna, like, kind of talk about it as they went, and I don't think either of us actually beat it. And it's not the gameplay. It just, for some reason, was not as compelling. I played Fire Emblem Awakening all the way through and said, wow, that was really good. And then started over and started playing it again. And then, like, a few months later, I just kind of thought to myself, you know what I want to play? Fire Emblem Awakening. Like, that was really fun. So I did. I played it more. What I will say about, like, the next game, I can't even remember what the name of it is right now. It has some cool cutscenes in it, like some musical numbers and things like that. But yeah, oh, here it is. Final Fantasy Fate's Conquest is the one I played. And it really does have some cool stuff in it. And someday, maybe I'll sit down and, like, actually play it. And I know there's, like, 3 other Fire Emblem games out for, like, Switch now. Like, there's 3 Houses, and I think there's another one, too. And I just, like, I was scared of those games because it was just, like, well, if I didn't like Conquest, but loved Awakening so much, what was the secret? And I honestly I couldn't tell you. I just know maybe it was, like, just a perfectly lengthed game, a perfectly animated game, fun gameplay, where even though I played it technically on, like, the easy mode, where your characters come back at the end of the battle, it was still challenging. Like, there were battles I had to do a few times before I finally didn't die. Yeah, honestly, and, like, you obviously, because it's an RPG, you can equip, like, items and things like that to make your system a little better. I think your characters can change classes and things like that as you go, if you want them to.
If you want to.
I just don't really. It has been a very long time since I've played it. Partially because it's on the 3DS, and I just don't break that out anymore. But tell you what, like, every time I think about it, every time, like, we talk about it in a context like this, I'm staring at my 3DS right now and, like, would it be so bad to find a charging cord and play some Fire Emblem Awakening? Like I said, I think I have a little bit more fun playing a game like Rayman Origins. But if I'm talking about, like, the the huge overall package, I think to me Fire Emblem Awakening is like my perfect game.
Fair enough.
All right, so tell me all about Dance Dance Revolution Disney remix on the Wii.
So Parappa the Rapper. My favorite level is the driving one. You know, when the driving teacher says "step on the gas" and Parappa goes "step on the gas."
Really good,
that
yep.
really speaks to me. You know. No, it's Skies of Arcadia Legends, of course.
What?
Yeah, I've said it a million. I've talked your ear off about this game a million times, but you know that's what this video is. So I'm just gonna say everything I've said again. Excuse you. Well, I guess I can't cut that burp out now. So yeah, my first experience with this game was when I was like 5 and the game first came out. I wasn't quite reading yet, but my dad brought it home and he read the game to me as he played it, and I thought it was just the coolest thing ever. It got me... It's... Everything in my life that I really enjoy is like compared to this. Like how many elements of Skies is in this. Which is why I really like adventure stories so much. It's why I like the generic anime art style, because, you know, Skies does admittedly look a tad generic.
A little,
like
but...
the character designs, yeah, like the character designs are all really cool, but you know, the face structure looks very generic anime. It's why I love RPGs, especially JRPGs. It's why I love giant monsters. It's why I love ships. It's, you know, it's very much in my DNA. I don't know who I'd be without this game, basically. You know, it was the single biggest piece of media of my life. My canon event, if you will.
It is really good. Again, I've never actually like sat with the controller in my hand and played it, but playing with you was really fun. The characters are exciting, the events are exciting. The art style is, again, yeah, like the facial features and things like that are a tad generic, but it makes up for it in the character designs. Like,
yeah,
you can look at Vice and Ica, and like, I guess you could say like there's might be some characters that look like them, but like you know who they are. Like who?
Very strong silhouettes.
Drachma is like a fun character. Oh, what's our red trench coated Gilder? Yep, fun character. The villains are all memorable. And yeah, we made our jokes when playing it, but like that's just kind of a like what you do with friends as you go. We compared it to Star Wars, but like in reality, every kind of fantasy adventure kind of follows similar beats. So like while we compared it to Star Wars, it's not really any more like Star Wars than a lot of things are.
Yeah, I'd say it's more like Space Battleship Yamato. Like that was definitely a big inspiration for this. Even Dad, who grew up with that, was like very engrossed with this game, in part because it was based on that thing he loved from his childhood. But yeah, I was very lucky that like this was the big nostalgia thing, because coming back to it as an adult, it was like, oh no, yeah, this is great in ways I would not have been able to understand as a kid.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that there's no more like games in this series. I'm surprised there's not like any more media at all. Like there's not like a
there was...
Oh, go on.
there was a manga, from the artists, and it looked pretty good. I didn't care for it as much because it just cuts out so much.
But is it
was just
story?
a little promotional thing. Yeah, more or less.
But what I'm saying is like there's no like sequel to this anywhere. When I feel like there's so much you could do in this world.
Oh, absolutely. They were making a sequel, but it got canceled, of course.
Yeah.
This game also, like, I want to say the producer was, like, one of the first women in video games to have, like, a big role. And you can kind of tell that a woman was in a position of power with this game, with how Aika and Fina are written.
Yeah.
Back then, a Japanese game like that, characters like Aika and Fina, it would probably have a lot more, you're a woman, but you're a pirate,
Yeah, there's no question of, like, their gender, like, in their roles in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's not that they're not feminine,
Yeah,
it's just, like, there's no, like, looking at them and, like, you're a pirate? It's just like, yeah, you're a pirate. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I was watching a bit of a Let's Play a while back, and someone made the comment, man, it would have been really cool to grow up with this game, I bet. And I can confirm. It was pretty cool to grow up with this game. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember being a little engrossed. There was one time when I was house sitting and you were over, you were playing through the game, and I watched a couple times. So I unfortunately had a couple spoilers later when you and I played through it, but nothing major. There was just kind of like, but there was this kind of lingering, do I remember this correctly? Or
Yeah. No, yeah, and like the pacing of the game is so impeccable. First 30 minutes you raid a ship, you save Fina, and then you just go on a very small scale adventure to the neighboring island, and then things like slowly build from there, and you get the little Jack and everything, and you have 2 Gigas fights where it's like, well, this is like an ancient weapon of mass destruction. Of course you can't beat it. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to go after the person controlling it. But then when you get the Delphinus, not only do you blow a hole in the Grand Fortress, which had been built up so much, but also you, like, go to the next Gigas, and it's like, this ship should have enough juice to actually kill this thing. And like, that's an amazing moment. There's so many great moments in this game. The world, the ice civilization is very interesting in how it was lost, and of course you meet an old character there that I won't spoil if you haven't played. That was like a really cool reunion. If you remember that part.
I actually don't. I don't know. I'm sad.
It would. I'll probably cut this part out, but earlier in the game, you think Drachma dies when harpoon cannons Ragnar. Yeah, and then you go to the ice place, and that's where Ragnar ended up, and Drachma kind of has a reconciliation with the whale.
Yes, I remember that. I didn't remember that was in the ice civilization.
Yeah,
but that is actually the part where I had Drachma's return spoiled for me, but like the whole time after he dies, like I was like, do I just remember that as something different? So like I was never sure, and I intentionally didn't ask about it because if he was gone, I was like, he's gone. I need to accept that. But if he came back, it was gonna be like a really good feeling.
Yeah. I definitely agree with a lot of what you said about all the villains being super memorable. That first encounter with Galcian where he's just walking at you on the train and you just have to run away because it's like, I don't like that guy's vibe. He seems really strong. Which, like, you know, when it comes to anime and Japanese games, if someone's walking slowly at you, it means they mean business.
True. Or slasher movies.
That too. God, slasher movie starring Galcian. His fight is also really cool. Ramirez's story is neat. Honestly, like as a kid, I kind of wanted to be like Fina the most.
Yeah, that's fair. Fina's cool.
Fina is cool. I love her arc, and I love how like Vice and Aika are like such inseparable friends, and then they kind of like have Fina join as a third, and they adjust their special handshake to be 3 people now, and just, you know, she is like completely a part of the group by the end.
Oh yeah.
And then at the credits where she dresses up as a pirate, and Cupel even has an eye patch.
Oh, Cupel.
Yeah, I would love a plush Cupel. Honestly, that would make me happy.
And honestly, like the stuff they add in Legends is pretty darn seamless. I don't know if it was added or just like cut out. But like it all fits. Like the black spot arc, the doctor with the weird duck thing.
Yeah.
Like it feels like was just always part of the game, and like that's something to be said. Like that's really like a compliment. Like they took something that, like, even if it was cut out, the game was complete, and if it was added back in because it was already there, like you can't tell.
Yeah, as well as the, I want to say Discoveries were also an addition for Legends. I could totally be wrong about that. It might just be that they added more Discoveries, as well as Bounties. The Bounties weren't really in the original either, I don't think.
Yeah, those are all pretty cool.
So, yeah, I'm sure I could ramble more about this game, but...
I mean, yeah.
I'm a ninja.
There were so many really good jokes. I honestly, like, my favorite editing moments in our Let's Play that I've put out were when the black spot moments came up, and I just like sifted through like Muppet Treasure Island and Pirates of the Caribbean to get like the wacky, goopy black spot moments.
Yeah.
The black spot.
Oh man, you cut out hard there.
Thank God. Oh, I just looked at the audio for it. It is a square. It is a square. Satan is hating his pokers in hell for ya. Well,
so yeah, I think that is our top 50s.
Yes. It feels so strange to like actually end it. We've actually been recording these for a while now. It's been probably over a month now, I think.
We started in early October. It is now mid-December.
Woo! Yeah, it's been some time. But
it's been a while.
Since I started this recording, we haven't stopped in months. It's been a while. We definitely plan on doing some similar lists down the line. I don't know if we'll do like a full 50 like this again, but who knows? I have a lot of movies to talk about.
I can.
But that list is gonna take me, like, it's gonna take you a long time to like flesh out anything. It's gonna take me a long time to like pull my thoughts together about like the movies I want to talk about.
Yeah. No, yeah. Just I've played so many video games and everything that 50 just felt like a fun number to try and tackle. For other things, Excuse me. For other things, I think a top 10 or top 5 would suffice.
Maybe 20 if we are feeling really feisty about it.
Yeah, maybe 20.
Yeah, but for now, I think this is it. This was a lot of fun. I always enjoy talking some video games, and while like I don't have as many that I've played like so much of, it was fun like going back and thinking about some games I haven't thought about in a while.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's been this.
That's been that.
I'm Chelsea.
I'm Steven.
And we'll catch you on the flip side.
Flippity-flop.
Shaka shaka.
Bye.
Bye.